Imagine you're studying in a hostel. At the same time, the lights in your room start flickering. There's no one else there except you. You're completely alone. While the lights are flickering, someone knocks on the door 3 times. What would you do? You'd be scared. But would you have the guts to get up, go to the door, and try to see who's knocking so late at night? No, absolutely not. Any normal person wouldn't. He'll leave the place and never come back. But what I'm telling you happens every single night in a hostel in Shimla. There's a college in Shimla with a hostel right there. And every night, the kids there face things that I guess aren't even human. It's totally paranormal. What those kids go through is seriously dangerous. Lights flickering in the middle of the night. Stuff falling around for no reason. Someone knocking on the door at midnight. Sometimes 3 times. But you're probably still thinking, if kids are going to be kids, they'll act just like any other kids. They could easily leave that area and go somewhere peaceful. But no, they can't leave that place. They can't even leave that hostel because they're scared, not of living there, but of running away from there. It's said that the spirit that haunts that place doesn't just stay put. If you try to leave that area, it'll follow you wherever you go. No matter where you live in this world, that curse will always stick with you, step by step. That's what they say about that place. Everyone knew, except Shalini. Shalini was a girl who had just recently come to this hostel to study. She didn't know anything about it. And maybe that's exactly why, even today, Shalini faces something every single day. She deals with a kind of curse every day that she regrets every night. And today, this whole video is going to be about that very story. But before we start, if you want to see more horror, mysterious, and historical videos like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Now, here's how the story begins. Shalini was a girl. She really loved studying and all that. But she was also really into the environment. She used to say that studying can't just be done in a closed room. Even if you are studying in a closed room, the surroundings have to be just right. She said she needed the environment to be really cool, like not too warm. The place had to be super quiet, where she could understand and think about everything properly. And I guess for Shalini, going to a college in Shimla was really important. Very much so. It was a perfect match. The college Shalu chose in Shimla is one of the oldest and most famous girls' hostels in Asia. That's where she got admitted. This college was a Christian college, meaning back in the day, nuns used to teach here. And nowadays, the teachers handle everything. When Shalu arrived at the college, she was checking everything out carefully. The college itself, the surroundings, and even thinking about her mom's perspective. While staying there, she also found out that nearby there was a chapel where Christians used to go and pray. But nowadays, it's abandoned. Not many people go there anymore. But apart from that one place, Shalini was super excited about everything. Finally, she got a room allotted to her after admission. She found out all the details about her room, which was in the college hostel. She went to the room number in the hostel. As soon as she went inside, the first thing she saw was that she had a roommate who was unpacking her stuff. She wasn't just sitting there. She was packing. Gathering her things, she was getting ready to go somewhere. Then, as soon as Shalini went inside, she saw all this. Shalini asked, "Hi, I'm Shalini. Are you my roommate?" The girl replied, "Yeah, I'm your roommate. I'm just stepping out for a little while, but I'll be back. No problem. I'll definitely be back." The last couple of things she said, Shalini noticed she said them in a pretty loud voice, almost like she was really upset with her. She wanted to tell everyone about that voice. Then Shalini said, Yeah, it's totally fine. I don't have any problem with it. I've stayed in boarding schools before, so I'm used to this kind of stuff. And Shalini was feeling completely okay with it. Plus, now she had the whole room to herself, so she could do whatever she wanted. It was Shalini's very first night here. Her very first. She was just lying comfortably in her room. It was around 11:30 at night. She was lying on her bed, watching a movie, when suddenly, from a table nearby, there was a loud noise, like something fell downstairs. She immediately looked towards the table. She turned around, and sure enough, something was lying on the floor. She got up and went over to check. It was a rosary cross lying there. Shalini said, "I'm neither Christian nor Catholic. This isn't mine." Her roommate, who had left a few days ago, had already packed all her stuff. Her name was Ria, and she didn't seem Christian or Catholic either, so it probably wasn't hers either. She was just wondering how this cross ended up here. Shalini hadn't really thought much about it yet. She went back to her bed and started watching a movie. While watching, she dozed off. It was already 3 a.m. Yeah, 3 in the morning. And she was like, the college orientation is tomorrow morning. There's going to be a tour of the college. What will happen? They'll probably explain the subjects and all. There's so much to do. Better I just sleep now. It's already 3 a.m. So she decided to sleep. Then MTV. She got up, and just as she was about to turn off the light again, someone knocked on the door 3 times. She thought, it's 3 a.m. Everyone has classes early in the morning, around 6 or 7. Who could it be at this hour? Someone must be messing with me. Then, just to check, she went closer to the door. She asked once, "Who's there?" Then again, "Is someone out there?" There was no answer from outside, just silence. Suddenly, the rosary cross that was on her table fell down again. And then another knock. Suddenly, she turned around, opened the door straight away, and looked outside. No one was there. The whole lobby was just dark. She thought maybe the seniors were trying to prank her. Or maybe some kid who just found out she was new here was messing with her. She said it was really late now, and she had important stuff to do tomorrow. She locked the door, went to bed, and fell asleep. The next morning, she woke up, took a full tour of the college, and went to talk to the seniors. She says, "I don't know how, but someone knocked on my door in the middle of the night, and I have no idea who it was." Then those 2 seniors started looking at each other. After that, Shalini asked, "Has this ever happened to you? You've been living here for years." Both seniors said, "Yeah, it happens. Not every week, but almost every night." Then I asked, "You didn't open the door by any chance, right?" Shalini said, "I'm not scared of anyone, not even the dark. But one thing I didn't get. These pranks happen to me, sure, but how can you guys get pranked like this every day?" Then the senior said, "This isn't a prank at all. We've been living here for years, and everyone around here says the same thing. If someone knocks on your door in the middle of the night, don't open it. The knock will only happen 3 times to ask for permission. After that, the knocking might get louder. That's when you shouldn't be scared. Just stay in your bed. I just want to go to sleep. They say that the ghost of some sister-in-law wanders the corridors of our hostel. She knocks on every college student's door at midnight, and whoever opens it, she takes their life. And this is true. Even the principals here believe it." As the senior was saying all this, Shalini told her to wait a second and then burst out laughing loudly. She said, "This is a clever way the seniors have found nowadays. If it's not ragging, then this is just as good. It's quite a smart method. You guys do ragging. Then the senior said, "No, that's not how it is. How can I joke about something like that?" Then Shalini said, "Hey, I've been living in boarding school since I was a kid. I've heard tons of ghost stories. Nothing like that actually happens. Scaring me won't do any good. I'm not even afraid of the dark. I'm not scared of being alone either. If you want to test me, go ahead." So all this was happening. Then comes that same night. Since college was starting the next day, she went to bed early. Shalini was in a really deep sleep. But suddenly, she woke up shivering. It felt like the whole area around her room, basically her room itself, had gotten freezing cold. The cold had really taken over. She got up, grabbed a blanket from the next bed, the one Ria usually slept on, but she wasn't there right now, and came back to her bed, piling on one blanket after another before falling asleep. Just as she was drifting off, she noticed someone loudly walking down the hallway outside, past the door. It sounded like someone was wearing boots, stomping heavy footsteps coming closer. And it came close to that very door. So far, Shalini hadn't closed her eyes or looked away. She felt like maybe someone was about to come and knock on the door, but no one knocked for a long time. She kept waiting and waiting, but still no knock. Then, after a little while, she closed her eyes for a moment, and right then, there were 3 knocks. But this time, the knocks were much louder, like someone was banging aggressively. Shalini's eyes immediately went to the clock to check the time. It showed 3 o'clock. That was the exact same time as last night. It was getting late when all this was happening. She gathered all her courage and said, "Today, I have to see who's outside." She went over and tried to turn on the light in her room first. The light flickered twice and then went off again. There was no light. It was dark. But now she said, "No matter what happens, whatever it takes, I'm going to open this door." She made up her mind. As soon as Shalini said this and opened the door, she saw nothing but darkness, except right in front of her door, there was a long hallway. There was a long corridor with a light burning right at the very end. And standing just below it was a woman, dressed like a sister-in-law. She looked really terrifying, like she had died years ago. But still, she was standing there in the dark of the night, like she had some business to take care of, like she came here to get something done. But before she could even think anything, she slammed the door shut with a loud bang. Shalini's heart started pounding like crazy. She thought, "This isn't some senior joking around with me. Whoever this is, this thing isn't alive. It's not living." She could feel whatever it was walking back toward her door. She could hear footsteps. She could hear breathing, coming from right around the door, like someone was trying to get to this side of the door. She cracked the door open a little and looked outside. There was no one there. She closed the door and let out a soft breath, like a sigh of relief. Just as she turned around, standing right in front of her was her sister-in-law, smiling. Shalini. There was a woman. Standing right in front of her was her sister-in-law, smiling. Shalini. She didn't do anything at that moment. She just opened the door and ran away quickly. As she was passing through every corridor, she kept hearing that same sound, that long boot-like noise, like someone wasn't just walking. Right now, that thing was running after Shalini too. She went down the corridor, but couldn't get out of the college gate. Running, she ended up in an area with no lights at all. It looked like ruins, and it was the abandoned chapel of the same college. Shalini wanted to scream out loud. She wanted to tell everyone loudly that she was going through something right now. But her voice was stuck in her throat. There was so much fear surrounding her. when she ran towards the chapel. From the outside, it looked like a total ruin. But as soon as she stepped inside, she saw everything was completely new. It didn't feel like a ruin at all. Everything was perfectly intact. Right in front of her was a statue of Jesus, and below it, a woman was sitting and praying. Her voice echoed through the place. Shalini thought, "It's so late already, but still, there's a woman here. I can see her. I'm going to go talk to her. Maybe it'll ease my mind, or maybe she can help me get rid of that sister-in-law who's been bothering me." As I walked over, I got closer to her. Shalini placed her hand on the woman's shoulder, and as the woman turned around, Shalini froze, because it was none other than that sister-in-law who had been following her for some time. That's the same sister-in-law who wanders the hostel corridors. This happened just a few hours ago. When the rest of the people came to the hostel, they saw that the chapel door was wide open. Everyone went inside to check and found Shalini unconscious, right there, inside the same slipper. They all tried to wake her up, but her condition was really strange. She was completely cold. Her eyes were wide open, like she had seen something terrifying. That was the day, and today is that day. Ria, her roommate, who had left the house, never came back to that hostel. No matter how much fees she paid, Ria never returned. As for Shalini, she never could go. She never managed to go. Or maybe there's some other force that doesn't want Shalini to leave that place. Whatever it is, guys, I feel like this is one of the most haunted hostels in our country, located in Shimla. It's said that many years ago, there was a nun in this college who was really strict with the kids. Super strict. They say that the nun was especially harsh on the students who didn't pay attention to their studies or didn't follow the rules properly. Those kids who used to stay awake till midnight. It was kind of a normal routine for that nun to roam around the college corridors around 3:30 a.m. every night. She'd wander around, knock on every door 3 times, and whoever opened the door after she knocked, she'd give them a super strict punishment, because she believed that everyone should be asleep by 3 a.m., and the knocking shouldn't even be heard by anyone. But the kids, honestly, hated her just as much. The nun and the woman couldn't take it anymore. The woman went to the college chapel, poured petrol on herself, set herself on fire, and died. Since then, people say that every night, the nun's spirit wanders the college hallways. At midnight, exactly 3 a.m., she knocks on every classroom door 3 times. Whoever opens the door gets haunted by her, and anyone who tries to leave the hostel ends up cursed. No matter where they go, the nun's spirit follows them. You'll have to see for yourself. Even if they try to act cool, they'll feel like there's another nun right next to them. By the end of this video, I just want to tell you one thing. Whenever someone warns you not to go to a certain area, seriously, listen to them. Because it's possible that there really is something strange going on there. And someone might genuinely want to stop you from going there, from the bottom of their heart. But you, just for fun, or to show off your cool attitude, end up going there anyway. Then you get stuck. Once you're stuck. Once a ghost like that gets after you, if it wants to mess with you, you just have to let it. From now on, your life isn't yours. It's theirs. If you even try to say no, it'll straight up take your life. Maybe right now, you're sitting somewhere someone told you not to go, and those spirits are lurking all around you. Maybe. Thanks.